All right. I guess I'm in the show. How's everybody doing tonight? Shane B here, coming to you live from my office in downtown Westerly with the Salty Bartender. Hope you can see the set that I've built for you right here. Trying to get that bar feel because, as you know, bars and restaurants right now for dining service are closed. So I'm a bartender myself, and I'm like, how can I get my bartending friends, server friends, get them to do what they do best? We're usually all type A personalities. We like to be on. We like to be in the show. And I'm like, you know what? Let's create a show. So that's what we've done. Salty Bartender. Now, if you're not familiar with the term, salty in the restaurant business means you're a veteran. You've been in the business for a long time. You've seen it, the Grey Goose. Actually, when we get to our guest tonight, she may have that. So we've seen a lot. We're the veterans, especially your veteran bartenders. There's not much we haven't seen or witnessed behind the bar. It's depending on where you work. It's a fun industry. It's an industry that I absolutely love. So before I get to our guest is tonight, one thing, because we're past the 9 o'clock hour, we encourage our guests and our host and anybody watching to have a drink. So I don't drink anymore, but the one thing that's always bugged me for non-drinkers is our choices behind the bar, or when we go to a bar. There weren't much. It was soda water, juice, soda, or you could drink that garbage non-alcoholic beer that was available until now. I also bartend two places, Providence Coal Fired Pizza and Flipside, the pinball bar right downtown. This is where I discovered this non-alcoholic beer. It's from the Athletic Brewing Company over in Stratford, Connecticut. I got this over O'Keefe's Discount Liquors right over in Pawcatuck. They sell it. This is probably the best non-alcoholic beer I've ever had. And I mean that. It tastes almost like the real thing. I tell you, if you close your eyes, it tastes like it. So it's hoppy. It's got that IPA flavor. Even if you do drink, sometimes you want to have a flavorful beer, but you don't want to have the alcohol. Highly recommend this brewing company. All right. So I'm going to pour this into a pint glass. And Ben, do we have Miss Mia Burns waiting in the wings?
Hello.
Hey, Mia, how you doing?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
Tired, but I'm doing very well.
Yeah.
It's a good tired. It's a good tired.
We're not used to seeing your office so late at night.
Yeah, I know, exactly. During the day. I'm usually here late at night. So everyone who doesn't know, our guest tonight is Miss Mia Burns. She's been a friend of mine for a long time. She's a local restaurateur, bartender, salty bartender, right, Mia?
Yes, very salty. In a good way.
In a good way, that's it. So first off, hope you're staying healthy and happy and getting through this the best that you can.
I am, thank you. But let's just start off the show with a quick toast.
Yes.
To you and to Ben, and also to Ask Caswell. We just saw a great show.
That was an excellent show, yes. Yeah.
I'm happy that I tune in every night. And I also want to, while we're on here, thank Caswell's lovely bride, Christine, for letting us in their house every night. God bless her and the kids. So cheers.
Here, here.
I know you're drinking a non-alc. I'm having a little bit of vodka. So
I encourage that. Cheers.
Ben, I'm not sure what you're drinking. And I think Caswell earlier was having a little cocktail of some kind, or a glass of wine, it looked like.
I think he was, yeah.
Versus his tea, hot tea, which I love to drink as well.
Yeah, I'm a tea fan myself. That's later on when I get home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm digging your J Mac shirt too. Love those guys.
You like that? You
gotta
support the local businesses. You
know?
Kevin
and that crew is awesome up there. So they're the best.
Yep, they do a great job. And I love supporting the local as much as I can. I mean, I'm kind of known for the t-shirt and jeans, and I try and wear those local t-shirts. But Mia, back to you. You have been a huge supporter of all these live streams. So thank you very much. And without the people watching these streams, we wouldn't be able to get in front of the camera and act like idiots. So thank you very much.
Well, it's watching. I think in these times, it's nice to be able to do it to show your support. and to continue to just keep sharing. I mean, I share them. I haven't done any live watch parties yet, but I do share them to get some more people out there to help support you and Ben and whoever else is doing these shows. And they're also very informative. I mean, that's really one of the reasons why I started tuning in. What we're talking about 3 weeks ago is because you didn't want to be glued. You didn't want to be glued to the TV all day. And, between whether if it was you or Caswell, just giving the facts out. And I'm not a Rhode Island person, but obviously, how much I support the Westerly Pawcatuck community. I actually live in Griswold, Connecticut. So I wish that somebody in my area would do something very similar to what you guys are doing.
So there's nothing going on over there like this?
No, there is not.
Oh.
There is not.
So we're pioneers.
Maybe that's something you and I can create.
There we go. We get a gun. We'll get Ben involved too, because he's a producer extraordinaire.
But that's, I think, if there's one message to send out to people, is that it gets you off of watching the CNN or the Fox or whatever it is that you're glued to, and to watch you guys, and you bypass all the BS and you just tell the facts. Right there.
That's what I try. I tell people, when you're going to watch my show, or when I do the news, it's just the facts. That's all I want to give you, because I'm not big on opinion shows. Everybody has one. That's great. But when they're trying to mix facts with their opinion, I that's not what I want to hear. Right. Give me the facts so I can make up my own mind. And that's why I choose CNBC, BBC News, because I'm just going to get the facts. And that's all I want. And I try and do shows like this that are just fun and just
I mean, I think the second half to it obviously is, Caswell, the last couple of probably, 10 days, 2 weeks, with the help of Ben and with the help of you, and obviously Westerly Live. Now, there's been some great entertainment, great guests on the show. And then even with you doing the concerts up at the Phoenix. Those are so much fun. Just something else nice to watch versus it being Netflix or whatever the case may be. So it's been very refreshing. So thank you. And Ben's been doing
and you're welcome.
Job. He's been doing an awesome job.
Yeah. Even the computer thinks so. All right. So Mia, let's talk a little bit about Mia's Cafe right over in Pawcatuck, Connecticut. So you are doing takeout.
Yep.
And curbside delivery. And what are the hours for that?
We just tweaked them back a little bit. They're Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Friday is 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, I pulled the hours back. Now we just do 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then Sunday, we do 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So you can still get breakfast and lunch Fridays and Sundays. It's a little confusing, but breakfast and lunch Friday and Sunday, and then dinner Friday and Saturday. And I bring it right out to the curb. What's actually been really nice is we get a lot of walkers.
Interesting. Yeah.
We get a lot of walkers from both sides, from Westerly and Pawcatuck, which has been really nice. So they'll call it in, and then they'll either kind of wave to me out front, or, you can come in. But all of the curbside people in the cars, it's a piece of cake. I know what car you have, and I just walk it out and it's done. So
that's great. Yeah. So how are you pretty much hands-on doing the cooking right now? Because I've seen some pictures with you in the kitchen.
I'm kind of doing everything. So myself and my partner, Dean, and then I have one of my chefs there that comes in. But he is cooking during the prime hours. But sometimes in the mornings, I'm there by myself, answering the phones, cooking, putting it together, teaching Dean, how to use the point of sale system. And he's been a huge help. And of course, he's the #1 dishwasher that we have. So, it's as a business owner, a small business owner, as much as I would love to have my staff on, there's just not enough revenue to be able to do that. So if I can, our goal is to last as long as we can on the Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays until we are told otherwise. So the hours may tweak a little bit. Right now, we're going to probably go with these hours for, I'd say, at least the next 2 weeks or so. I also painted my glass windows. So
I saw that. Yeah, yeah.
so there's notes on the windows, there's the hours on the windows, but the best place to go for the most up-to-date information is actually my website, which you manage for me, which is always up to date.
Thank you. I do my best.
And the Facebook page, so that's where those hours are as well. But really for menus, we're doing about 75-80% of our full menus, which is pretty good considering we're only doing less than, probably about 16, 18 hours a week.
Right. Well, I mean, at least you're staying open. And how is the actually in Rhode Island? It's been extended to May 8th. No dine-in service. What's it going on in Connecticut? Is it the same?
I have no idea because every press conference is so long-winded. By the time they even get to that section, I've already turned it off. So I believe right now it's still till April 30th. There could have been an extension.
Okay.
But we're just kind of following the rules, and it's also important.
It's really all you can do,
right? And it's important for people to know too. When you're coming in, or if you're driving up, I am wearing a mask. We're sanitizing everything. Every time I'm doing something, I'm taking the Lysol spray. I'm spraying the clipboard down, the pens. If you pay me cash, I actually spray the cash with the Lysol disinfectant spray.
It probably works. I'm sure it does.
So we're constantly disinfecting, constantly. So for us to just have the mask, it just really protects not only us, but it protects anybody that's coming to pick up as well, because, our concern is obviously the safety of others around us.
Of course, and it needs to be. And that's one thing that we talk about on all the shows, but especially that I do, is letting people know it's not about them. It's about who they could transmit the virus to, whether they compromised immune system, older people. That's the big picture, because I go from my apartment to my office and that's it. And it's usually phone calls, texts, or these type of conferences, because I know the buck stops with me. I have to take control of this. So if I am a carrier, which I'm pretty sure I'm not, but you never know, I could be. I've been tested. I'm not going to pass it on to somebody else. And that's my biggest concern. I don't want to be the one.
And for the majority of the population that are healthy, we could be carriers, but
exactly.
Because we're healthy and we're fortunate enough to have the good immune system, we still have to be very careful around those that may have a lesser immune system. And it is really great to see everybody walking around downtown. But just the other day, somebody walked by in front of me and just sneezed right there. And it was like, cover your mouth. Like, I can't believe you still have to tell people common sense and manners. Cover your mouth when you're coughing or sneezing, wash your hands. These are kind of just standard 101 things, but you just.
I agree with you.
Be careful.
Yeah. Our saltiness is coming out now, Mia.
Yes, I know it is. Sorry, Ben. Are you taking notes, Ben?
Sorry, am I taking?
There he is.
Am I taking what?
Are you taking notes?
No.
He's just trying to finish the day. He's had a long day, I'm sure.
No, I'm just.
You're just existing.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a lot more than that. You're producing at the same time. So thank you.
Cheers, Ben.
I have nothing. If someone will mail me a drink, I will wait 3 days and then I will drink it. And thank you very much. That would be much appreciated.
All righty.
I'm not giving out my address though.
Yeah, no, that's probably smart.
Well, when we're talking about the whole Salty Bartender, I mean, it is also good, noteworthy that obviously both states can do the beer and wine with any takeout.
Yes, yeah, which is I think is great. Has that helped you out? Are people ordering beer or wine with their food?
Maybe 10% of the orders. Right. We're just thankful that people have taken us into consideration to order because, we are aware that you can't afford to do takeout 3 meals a day.
Right.
Most of us can't. And so whatever you're choosing to do, I can tell you all the local businesses are very fortunate and very happy to be able to have that. So if we can do any beer or wine with that, it's just kind of icing on the cake. And we're actually doing growler fills as well.
Oh,
And
great.
I
You
think
have a great beer selection too.
yeah, and I think we're the only people probably from till Mystic, just in Pawcatuck, we're the only ones that are doing growler fills. You just have to bring in your clean growler with your clean cap. I don't have growlers. So
Okay.
so if you have growlers at home, just bring it in.
Well, that's good to know. So everyone out there, you can get your growler filled over at Mia's. You can get some
Yeah,
really good
and those beer
draft beer.
geeks, you can go on Untapped. If you're a beer geek, the Untapped app, and that will show you what we're serving on tap, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Now, do you have rotating taps down there? How many
I
beers do you have on
do,
tap?
but
Yeah.
I only have 6 taps, but obviously we're not pushing the beer a lot. So the more we can sell, obviously, the more we can try to get some new kegs in there. But most of our stuff is pretty hard to get stuff, which we're kind of
Oh, that's good. Get
Yeah.
the craft beer movement. So you're involved in that. Yeah, that's huge right now.
It's only craft beer. So, we don't have Sam Adams or any of that on tap. It's just, it's all kind of hard to get stuff, which is good.
Well, that's good to know. People out there, they can get some great food and get a growler fill
Yep,
as well. Cool.
absolutely.
Let me see here. Mia, I have some questions for you.
Okay.
5 questions. They're real simple. Don't worry.
Well,
It's just
I like yellow Gerber daisies, and my birthday's in June.
So question number 1, what is your favorite drink? Number 1, to make, and number 2, to drink.
Probably my favorite to drink is vodka.
Just straight vodka.
Usually. To make, I like making like Manhattans and martinis. Things that you can shake.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm a flashy bartender. I like to do that kind of stuff.
I like doing that.
Plus, when you're shaking it, everyone's looking at you because they hear the ice, and they're like, "Oh yeah, how you doing?"
My least favorite is anything frozen. That's why we don't have any blenders.
Good for you. That used to be one of my questions. Like when they say you're interviewing me and you're like, "Do you have any questions for me?" I'd be like, "Yeah, do you do frozen drinks?" And if they say yes, I was like, "Thank you very much, but this is not the place for me."
I'm with you.
Now my saltiness is going out. My least favorite drink to make is a mojito.
I don't mind that. The muddling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
It's usually the mint because there's 9 times out of 10 there is mint in the house, but it's always buried in the back cooler behind all the milk. I gotta go get the mint, and I gotta pick off all the dead stuff. And
now we usually grow our own right outside.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we'll have like mint and basil plants in the season, which is kind of nice.
Oh, so you do like strawberry basil mojitos and stuff like that too?
Yeah. We actually do a lot of flavored mimosas that people love. We do strawberry mimosas, lime mimosas, mango mimosas. I mean, so Sundays and the weekends, and actually even during the week, but primarily the weekends, people love all the flavored mimosas that we do. And those sell very well.
I'm sure they do. Who doesn't love a good mimosa for brunch on a Sunday?
Exactly. All right, question number 2.
Number 2, when you're behind the bar, what's your biggest pet peeve?
When there's too many people behind the bar and all you're doing is bumping into them.
They keep saying, behind you, behind you, behind you.
We have a rule at Mia's that no more than 3 people can go behind the bar, and that's not a lot, but when you only have 6 or 7 staff members on, but on Sundays, it's a little tough because we do the Bacon Bloody Marys. We have all the different mimosas. So if there's 3 people behind the bar and somebody else wants to come behind, they actually have to wait until somebody else leaves because it's so small. So.
All right.
Bartenders like their rails set up their own way, how their fruit tray is, all that stuff.
I'm very particular with because I like to go usually in the fruit tray. The most used is on the right to the least used. That's how I go.
Right.
I put all my mixers alphabetically so I can grab it without looking. I'm very particular behind the bar.
Yeah, probably my other biggest pet peeve is that people don't put things back. The good old mise en place. Put things
Yep.
back in its place. If you took the orange juice out, put the orange juice back before you go to the next drink. Take
Exactly.
no additional effort.
That's it. Make it as simple as possible and set everyone else up for success. I agree with you.
Very true.
Okay. When you go out to eat, what is the number one thing you look for during your experience?
I think just in general, just friendliness.
Mhm.
There's nothing worse if you walk into the front door, and you just see like the staff looks at you like I'm doing them a favor by coming in.
Right. Yeah. The arrogance that really bugs the hell out of me when I go up.
Whether it's, just say hello, whether you're from behind the bar, whether you're across the dining room, anything, but if it's just kind of like, I love those places that you go to. And I used to say this to my staff all the time. How many times have we been to a restaurant and there's a sign that says, please wait to be seated? Okay. Well, what the sign really should say is, please let me ignore you while I finish telling my friend about the story last night, or finishing my text, or whatever the case may be. And then when I'm done in about 8 minutes, then maybe I'll give you eye contact and feed you. Okay.
Yeah.
Those signs should do nothing at the door. But you just want to be in that friendly, and we get if you're busy, that's okay. We want people to be busy.
Right.
But
all it takes is a hello.
That's all it takes. That's it.
Yeah. When I was managing, I would always tell my staff, whoever, if you hear that door open, if you're talking to a guest, just be excuse me and just say hello. I'll be right with you.
Yeah.
Now the guest has been acknowledged. They know that their presence is known,
and
they're going to
where the voice came from. And
right.
That's
Exactly. Yeah. It's very simple. And I do the same thing when they leave.
Yeah.
So even at Coal Fire, when people are leaving, I say, excuse me. I'm like, thanks. Have a great night.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, they turn around and say, thank you. And that's the last memory they're going to have. And it's a good one.
That's
and
right.
They'll probably come back.
Very true.
Okay. This is kind of a tough one, but I like asking this question. What does hospitality mean to you?
Very simple to me. Like, you're a guest in my home.
That's a great answer. So you got to treat everyone like they're a guest in yeah. And when I've gone to eat, when you've been bartending down at Mia's, that's exactly how I felt. Like I was you took great care of me. It was a great experience, and and the food was always good. It's always good.
We're so fortunate at Mia's that we are really local driven, and that even means our summer people that come back after 9 months of being away, that they're still our locals in the summertime. But I go through there with a cup of coffee in the morning, and I'm stopping at every table or every other table, and it's just saying hello, or finding out what's going on in their lives, or how their winter was, or what's going on with their home constructions, or anything along that line. Yeah. We do joke around a little bit. Some of the younger guests, the kids, that we'll give them the little hokey, which is the carpet sweeper. And they like to go around, and they'll see us do it, so we'll give it to them so they can go around and do a little bit of hokeying, doing the carpet sweeper in the dining room, or but it really is just about having people feel very welcome, that if you were in my own home. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
This was a great comment. Ben, could you put that comment back up? Your comment, actually. Can you see that, Mia?
Oh yeah.
No, because it is. I'm sitting here thinking the same thing. Your shot is framed perfectly. Your headroom is perfect. Everything is perfect. Did you do that on purpose?
Stage that. You know how many times I moved those daffodils behind me so they were in? Now the bar I didn't stage. That's actually there the whole time. But I did clear off my dining room table, and to make sure that my frame was staged properly. So thank you, Ben.
It's great. The things that the producer notices.
You're welcome.
So that was a great answer, and that's what I was looking for. Hey, there he is. There's the man.
You're welcome. Mia, do you want your own show?
Sure, Ben.
Really, you're a pro. All right.
I'm game.
Yeah, we'll give you your own show. We'll put it on Westerly Live.
But it has to be able to be available in Pawcatuck. That's the whole point.
We'll call it West Paw Live. How about that?
No, we don't like that West Paw phrase that we know somebody loves.
Hey, Timmy, if you're watching, I tried, man.
No,
That's all I
it's
can
not
say.
Timmy. It's my good old friend John. John Gagne.
Jean started that?
Yes. Love you both, but it's not happening.
Not happening. That tried to get pushed through so many times and it just
Yeah,
didn't happen.
it's not
Yeah.
happening. So,
Not going to happen. Yeah.
all right. What's your fifth question?
One last question,
Mm-hmm.
because you've been in the restaurant business a long time.
Too long, but yeah.
Do you prefer too long? Do you prefer bartending or serving or neither? What do you prefer?
Well, I have more fun bartending.
Right.
So I guess I would say I prefer bartending more because I am a little bit crazier when I'm behind the bar. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
kind of crazy in general. But being behind the bar,
But it's a fun crazy.
yeah, being behind the bar, I think this is probably more of a rated PG show, so I really can't, reveal some of the things
this
behind
show?
the bar.
No, we're PG-13. It's okay. It's after 9:00.
Well, back in my casino days, when I was in the casino, I would always hop behind the bar and it would be quite crazy and fun, and we have a good time at Mia's. Mia's on Friday nights. It's really like the show Cheers. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
If you walk in the bar door, it takes you just 10 minutes just to get to the back of the bar because everybody's stopping to talk to everybody, which is a great, great feeling. And people love that. And it's really it's like that on the dining room side too. I mean, barely anybody can come in without stopping to say hello to somebody before they're even seated at their table, which is really nice. So that's really that whole local support and just, really being part of that in the community, which, I'm very, very, very thankful for.
And you're definitely a part of the community, because how long has Mia's been there under your ownership? How long has it been there?
6 years. I think it's April 16th.
Oh, wow. Right around the corner.
Yep. 6 years. So.
Well, congratulations.
I'm
sure you'll have many more years because, like I say, it's I've known you for a long time. You've been a client of Westerly Life for a long time.
Yeah.
And the product is good. Your staff, obviously, they must really enjoy working there because they've been there for a long time. Everyone's so friendly when I go in.
Yeah.
And you're doing a really good job.
Thank you. I haven't been able to see any of the comments. Did anybody ask about the tavern, Wilcox Tavern at all, Ben? I don't know if anybody did or not, but
I did. Can you tell us a little bit about Wilcox Tavern?
Oh, well, Ben.
I wasn't going to ask because I didn't know. Since you brought it up, go ahead.
Well, I figured people, curiosity killed the cat. So I bought the tavern. It's actually 3 years ago in April as well. We poured our heart and soul into it. We had a couple of really good, successful summers, but it was just very trying and challenging, and having both places. I think Shane, it literally physically took the wind out of me where I had back surgery in early February, and after contemplating and making difficult decisions, I chose to put it on the market in January. So, we did close it for the season with the intent of opening it sometime in late June. But now, obviously, with this pandemic going on with COVID-19, who really knows what's going on?
Right.
It is being shown. It has been shown a handful of times, but right now it's just kind of status quo up there, hoping somebody will buy it before the summer season, and if not, we'll kind of wait and see what happens. But it's bittersweet because we poured our heart and soul into it, and we love the property so much, but it just was definitely financially and physically challenging at the same time. So.
Yeah, and I did because you brought us in to build a website for that as well. So I was part of that from the beginning. I saw you launch it, and the food was delicious.
Yeah,
but I also saw the toll that it did take on you. It's that's a huge restaurant.
Yeah, and we're not chickens anymore. So, and I'm sure I'll do some other projects down the road. But right now we want to just kind of get things cleaned up and hopefully find a new a new, happy, and ambitious owner for the tavern, and continue to, keep Mia's going. That's been pretty strong down there. And I also should mention that, when I bought Mia's, it was called Primetime Cafe. But we
Right.
don't really use the phrase primetime anymore. It's really just now Mia's Cafe. So, and it is interesting because people who have moved to the community over the last 5 years, when you say primetime, they have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
And a lot of people have actually forgotten that it was, they don't remember that it was, they remember that it was a place before me, but they sometimes don't ever remember the name Primetime. So we really move forward by just calling it Mia's Cafe.
They've done a great job rebranding.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, Mia, thank you so much for being on the show. We're approaching a half hour, and I'm getting ready to turn into a pumpkin. It's been a long, long day.
I hear you. Well, thank you guys, and thank you, Ben, from behind the scenes. I appreciate it. We can definitely do some more things in the future. And Shane, I'm sure I'll see you walking in front of Mia's this weekend.
Of course, I'm always going by that way. So
again, right. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're doing takeout.
And you can go to miaspt.com to get the hours and the menus.
Exactly. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good night.
Mia, have a great night. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Cheers.
All right. There was a comment that came up from Melissa Santos. Hi, Melissa. Good to hear you. Boy, that's Melissa and I. We went to, I think it was St. Pius. Was it St. Pius, Melissa? I think it was St. Pius. Long time ago. That was a long time ago. Well, anyway, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I love doing these live streams. I really, really do. But of course, with my normal workload and everything else that's been added on top of that, it's there's a lot that goes into these. As you know, Ben behind the scenes, he's doing a fantastic job. And this is only one of the shows that he does on a daily basis. He does many, many shows. He's been teaching other people, and I mean like big name people, how to use the software. He's in demand. So Ben, great job as usual. And I'm pretty tired, so obviously I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. So I'm going to take a sip of my non-alcoholic IPA. And Mia, again, thank you for being a supporter of our live streams, sponsor on Westerly Life, and also the sponsor for the concerts that we do have. This weekend, Saturday night at 9 p.m., we have Big Lux down at Phoenix Dining Entertainment. We're going to be streaming that live on Westerly Live, so check that out. And of course, there's more shows on the air tomorrow on Westerly Live, so check out that Facebook page, and we'll be posting those as they do become available. So on that note, I'm going to sign off. I'm Shane B., the Salty Bartender, reminding you to enjoy your Westerly life.